What's the scariest one you've ever been to?
Oh, easy, easy. The scariest one I've ever been to and had the pleasure of working on was Terror on Church Street in Orlando. It was so terrifying, and what made it terrifying was they told you to put your hands on the shoulders in front of you. Everybody had to put their hands on the person's shoulder in front of them, and you had to shuffle through this attraction. They said this was your lifeline at any time. Break the lifeline, and you'll be asked to leave. So what would happen is the person would scare the person's shoulders in the front because they just get scared, and it'd be a chain. The whole audience is scaring everybody by squeezing everybody's shoulder. Everybody's scaring everybody. And the environment was amazing. The actors had movie quality makeup, and I probably went in 10 times in a row. I couldn't get enough of it.
Are there any other kind of like runners up that you look at?
Absolutely, absolutely. Runners up in New England, there is a place called Fright Kingdom that's excellent, and it's indoor. All the attractions are indoors, so he has complete control of the light and the lighting. So basically, the integrity, I guess that's the word of the lighting. So he can control everything to you, and there might be something he'll do psychological tricks to you, like something like this, like, oh, here's your balloon of protection. When they get in the clown house, nothing can happen to you as long as you hold a balloon of collection and of protection, and then you go around the corner and another clown pops the balloon and goes, that doesn't work in here, kid. So they give you the security and they take it away.
Not necessarily the entire haunt, but just the overall scariest part of one.
Yeah, it was a haunt that was mine years ago, and I just tried something that I just had never seen anybody else do. I still haven't seen anybody else do it. So you went up the ramp into this part of the upper cemetery before you went down into the lower cemetery, and there's this old grave digger there with a bottle sitting on a tombstone. He's giving you this speech going, you've entered the cemetery. Nothing much goes here anymore. Birds don't gather. Dogs don't go. And he's giving you this whole speech that's kind of unsettling. And all of a sudden, underneath you, you're not standing on a floor or a thing like this. You're actually standing on like inch-thick plexiglass, like Lexan, that lights up, and there's zombies right under the floor, scratching at you. And people just go, whoa! They feel like they're instantly going to fall when the floor also becomes transparent, and nobody ever pictures something going to be underneath you like that. So that really terrified people.
Oh, I'm scared sitting here.
And the best part was I still had this great memory of this one guy who did this incredible Van Damme thing. Boom! His feet went up both sides of the wall doing that split that Van Damme always does. And I'm thinking like, wow, he actually would have made it.
That's one of our questions. Most interesting reactions you've ever seen from people?
Peeing themselves constantly. People come out the back door and go, oh my God, I peed myself. Other reactions are, animation comes out of somebody and somebody gives a beautiful right cross and, will punch the animation, and, or actor or actress, which that's why we have to design things where they get in and out before they get hit, or put them in areas where they can't be in a corner. People have had all kinds of bodily fluids dispensed in every possible direction through the haunt. And I have also seen what I love is guys, if you look through the infrared camera, guys, they grab the girl, their girlfriend or wife, and they grab her by the shoulders like this, like they're protecting her. But they're really not. If you watch the tapes, they're pushing her this way, and they're doing this way, and they're using her as a human shield against everything that's in there, which is hilarious to me because she's getting pivoted this way and this way and this way, getting used as a shield, and that really makes me laugh. Guys have a really strange fear. It seems much more than women do. Something coming towards their ankles, they absolutely flip out. So this tiny little like clown balloon in a haunt that we did years ago would come out of this hole. Those long thin clown balloons. I don't know what any other.
Yeah. They like make them into animals.
Yeah. And they just gently touched the guy's ankle with that thing, and the guys would flip out and like throw their way. It was so funny to watch. And we have these things called ankle ticklers, which are compressed air that go through little tubes that go, and they help they actually tickle your ankles, and people flip out, you know. And so that is a funny reaction, and one of the best reactions, or the comical reaction that I have seen, was we had, or two of them, I'd say, was one of the haunts I have in Salem. You go through the front, but when it exits into a mall where my museum is, my monster museum. And I saw a bunch of people that I think were probably on certain products, and they might have come from a dispensary or two, and they came out the back door screaming, and they stopped, and when they looked around, they went, "What? What just happened? We're in a mall," and they were more astounded by the fact that they went in a haunt and they ended up in a mall than they were over the attraction, which I thought that was very funny. And I did laugh at another one. Was the New England Patriots came through one of my old haunts, come through, and these guys were gigantic,
huge guys.
I mean, I'm 6 feet, and 200 pounds. But these guys are massive. So they come through, and I was a tour guide up to a point, and I said, "My powers can no longer protect you. You must go that way if you want to live." And they go, "You ain't coming with us?" And I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "Only mortals are allowed in there. I cannot mingle with mortals." And I just, boom, I disappeared in the corridor, I was gone. And they basically got in a huddle and were like, "I'm not doing this. You go first. I'm not doing it. You go first. No way. You do. You are the one. This was your idea." And it was funny that these guys that are twice the size of anybody in this place, and it took them like 5 minutes to decide who's going, and he's being pushed first, So that it's a lot of fun. What I love is when they come out the back door feeling some sense of as a group of camaraderie, like we survived that together. Because to me, a perfect haunt would be like walking through your favorite horror movie or creepy story, and coming out and you survive together.
Are there areas of the country in the United States, we're primarily listened to in the United States, are there areas of the country where like, oh, this is really big here? Yep.
The Midwest, you'll find most of the largest haunts ever seen. 30,000 square feet, 20,000 square feet, In Salem, there might be 3,000 or 4,000 square feet, something like that. It's what's available for, and it's what people expect in New England. But in the Midwest, they're huge. And of course, there's in places like Pennsylvania, too. Pennsylvania, Eastern State Penitentiary, Pennhurst Penitentiary, Randy Bates, the Bates Motel. It just seems to be, there's so many gigantic names and haunts in Pennsylvania. New Hampshire, amazing haunts. But the Midwest has to be the king of haunts. Kansas City and St. Louis probably have more haunts than I've ever seen. It's unbelievable in that whole area. And they're massive, massive.